Well, it's Tuesday, and we are in the Chicagoland area. Tonight we're going to talk, I'm going to tell you a little bit about paying for parking. It wasn't, back when I drove between 2007 and 2017, 18, in that area. Into 2019, kind of. Half of 2019, so. Anyway, I don't recall there being a lot of pay parking for trucks, but we were a team and we didn't stop a whole lot because the purpose of a team is for the truck to continually run without stopping. So we didn't stop a whole lot, but I think there was a couple of times when we went to either a Petro or a TA. I don't think Pilot, Flying J, or Loves required you to pay for parking, but I believe Petro and TA, I thought they were owned by the same people. I think they were doing it back then, or you could reserve a parking spot. Parking in trucking is like oil and water. It's like, you would think that because trucks can't park just anywhere, we can't just show up anywhere and park our truck in front of your business or whatever, or church or whatever. It's a lot of area, 73 feet to park, and it's heavy, so a lot of concrete, places that have very thin concrete, it'll crack the concrete because we're so heavy. So anyway, I don't remember much about paid parking. Well, it is a thing, and it's a thing now. So last night we stayed at a Pilot / Flying J, because I believe Pilot bought all the Flying J's. Or we used to call them Flying Fish Hook because the J comes down, looks like a fish hook. Anyway, but if it was only like $5 or $10, I can see where, I wouldn't complain so much. But these parking spots are anywhere from $18 to $20. And that's crazy. We had to pay $18 last night at the Pilot Flying J in Kentucky. And now here outside of Chicago, we're at a Petro, and Mark just went in to pay again, which is, I think here it's $20. So, that's $40 almost like that for parking, which is something we have to do. You can't just keep running. Your hours run out. So drivers are trying to plan for, where am I going to stay the night? And if you get to the truck stop before like 3 p.m., you will probably find a parking spot you don't have to pay for at any of the truck stops, pretty much. But who's always done by 3 p.m.? Not I. So you're later into the night that you run, the very less chance of possibility you're going to get one of those free spaces. So, I don't know. I think they make it so hard on truckers now to do all of that. I think there was a time you could turn in the receipt. Excuse me, I'm a little heartburn tonight. You could turn in the receipt, and your company might reimburse you. I know if you do on your taxes, if you're an independent and you do the long form, you definitely can put that on your taxes and get reimbursed through your taxes on that and claim it. But our company, they only reimbursed us once, and then they said no more. So, and we could have gotten a hotel for probably on a Tuesday night, outskirts, I don't know, $65, $75 probably. When you think about it, you're paying $20 just to park, where you could do 40, 50 or 60 and have a whole bed, a shower, a bathroom, a big bed, or if they said, all right, if you pay for parking, jumping tracks for a second, if you pay for parking, we'll give you a free shower, or we'll give you a discount on your gas or fuel, or here's this hot dog and a Coke or something for free. I don't know, free food of some kind. It just makes more sense. Where here it's just $20, $18 to $20. You get nothing in return except a parking spot, which you're gonna have to do anyway. And they know that you're gonna go in the store most of the time and buy something. I'm just very, very put back by this. And we've learned on our route on 20 and 10, our normal routes east-west, that we have spots that we know aren't going to charge, and there's usually parking. It's usually a mom and pop that's kind of off the road a little bit, not too far from the highway, but a little ways. So, or a rest area. A lot of the times there are rest areas. If you can get there before 10 p.m., there's usually parking, but they don't park worth the crap. So anyway, let me show the receipt real quick before you, and then you tape it on your window. But this one, yep, $22. $22. What for? Parking. Do we get any perks from that? No. So then you take it and we have duct tape, and you tape it to your window.
Oh, that one's yours.
Oh, okay.
This
That goes on the window. So we've only been accosted one time, and that was at the Petro in Hammond, Louisiana. Yeah, Hammond, Louisiana, which is anyways kind of. But
Georgia.
And then in Georgia, we were immediately, someone came up as we were parking. We hadn't even gotten it in the hole yet, in the parking spot, and he's already doing this, running up to the truck, yelling, and Mark rolls down the window and was like, "Would you just let me park, and then I'll go in and pay for it?" Well, it's paid parking, it's reserved. You can't, you got to go. I was surprised. Mark held his cool and repeated himself once again, but a little slower. "Let me park, then I'll pay." And it was like, he just kind of stood there, big old security guard looking guy. Anyway, so we went in and paid for it, but it was just, how are truckers supposed to, parking has always been a problem. This is nothing new. Now, the pay for parking, probably within the last 5 years, has upticked. But before that, I mean, you had to get there before 3 p.m. at any truck stops, and heaven forbid you're near Atlanta or Houston or Chicago or, big cities. Then you're really screwed if you don't get there till after 3 p.m. So this is disturbing. We don't like shelling out money like that. We can't file it with our company because they only paid it that one time, and then they said no more. It's on you. And I mean, we don't do long form anymore on our taxes, so we can't even file it on our taxes. But an independent contractor can, they pay themselves, basically. So anyways, we're here. I'm very perturbed about that tonight. I have to let it go because that gets my blood pressure up again. And we just have to do it. And if you don't do it, then you run the risk of someone waking you up in the middle of the night, disturbing your break, which, your sleep is vitally important. They will wake you up, bang on your door, continually bang on your door. They won't just do it a couple times. They will rattle that door until you answer. You move the curtains and roll the window down. Then they're going to tell you got to get up and go buy a ticket, or I'm going to have you towed, or some shit like that. I don't know. But Mark looks around, and sometimes there's some trucks that don't have the sticker. Did someone already knock on the door? No. So anyway, I'm thinking here we're probably going to get a knock on the door in the middle of the night anyway, but we're not going to answer it. Lot lizards are pretty common around the big cities. But you can kind of tell the difference because lot lizards just kind of go like, boom, 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 They're not this bang, bang, bang. They're just this quiet. They do it right by the sleeper because they know that's where you are. They just kind of go boom, boom, boom. And I've just gotten where I don't get up because I think it's dangerous to get up. And once I move that curtain, I'm as vulnerable. Now the doors are locked, but if they're standing on the running boards, then they're equal with your face, and I just don't like that. So a lot of them will stay off the running boards. They don't climb up on the running boards. I had one guy do that in North Carolina. I was at a stoplight. He was a person wanting money, like homeless, and he literally climbed up on my running boards and knocked on the window. Scared me to death because I'm focused on the light. I'm waiting for the light to change. I've already got it in my mind. I got to make the turn, and he does that, and I looked at him and I was like, really? And I couldn't move because he was on my running boards. And so I rolled the window down. I said, get off my truck. And he's like, can I have $1? Get off my truck. And he backed down. I've had people come up to me when I was driving at truck stops, mainly in like West Memphis, Arkansas. They want to clean your windows for you. And we've got big windows. You need the big long squeegee. Your little handheld is not going to cut it. You need the big ones. And they're like, well, let me do it for you for a couple of bucks. And I'm like, no. I don't want them near my truck. I don't want them up on my truck. I would rather they go to someone else. And that's that. So we just made it where we didn't stop to fuel in high probability areas like that, because I was fueling sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning. If I was on nights, I was fueling. And yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking at times, but usually there's another trucker either 2 fuel islands over or 3 fuel, he's outside his truck, so that helped. And then I'd always try to get right by the building, the first island by the building. If it was 2, 3, 4 in the morning, I'd try to do that instead of the one way out by the parking lots. I would try to get the one right by the building. So you can do things to help yourself with a little bit of security. But anyway, so paying for parking, guys, that's what this world is coming to. So if I were you, and you're going to be near big cities and late at night, keep extra money on you. Otherwise, it's going to be an off-ramp, on-ramp, or a rest area. So take care. We'll see you on down the road. Like and subscribe, and good night.